right.
For your allergies now. Zor.
Welcome to the Five Law Bears podcast. Glad to be with you again this evening. Charlie's sitting here on his... Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Not slamming himself in the face with his microphone.
Charlie's bleeding everywhere.
Aaron on the line from Texas. We're glad to have him with us. Also, seeing Brian is still out. That's why the YouTube camera is so tight here this evening. There's no sense showing you the end of the couch. So we just got done with the world famous Kentucky State Fair here in Louisville last week. And
it was amazing.
We didn't go. I don't go to the fair. Brian's wife, Jenny, used to get us what we called the golden ticket back a couple years ago, because she worked for the fair board, and it was awesome because she got us these tickets, and we could just basically do whatever we wanted. It was all for free. I mean, except for the concerts and things.
Dang.
We could park for free, go in for free, do all this type of stuff. It was cool. We had to hook up, and then when she left there, we quit going to the fair because we're too cheap to pay for it.
We went. By the way, we can get like special discounted homeschool tickets. Like it's considered like a student discount. I think we can get them for like $3.
That's cool.
It's parking, but we didn't do that this year. We missed the deadline. But anyways, maybe next year.
Someone gave me a free ticket 2 years ago.
I
went.
I did give you a ticket.
It's the first time I went to the fair in like 10
It
years.
was the
Did
first
you-
time we saw each other like in 10 years.
Did you get the homeschool ticket?
No.
I don't know what I got.
No, we weren't homeschooling.
I just posted on Facebook that I wanted a free ticket, and
Tim showed
was
up
like,
with one?
"Hey,
got
we wanna
one.
meet."
We met at some sketchy Kroger's.
it was the sketchy Kroger." Yeah.
The last time we were out there, somebody was running around there. They were trying to find the state police because there was some hillbilly kids from eastern Kentucky buying the baby chicks and then taking them out into the flagpole and lighting them on fire. That's what I remember. So
Well, this just took a dark.
yeah, Carla calls our friend or Jenny, and she about 10 minutes later there was a sign that said "Don't sell the baby chicks anymore" out there. So Carla saved a bunch of baby chicks' lives that evening. It was incredible. Carla did her part.
So we went, and we got to see many of the animals. And
Did you do a Fab Live Mares out there?
no, Aaron couldn't make it,
No.
and Kinsey just didn't want to be my co-host. Plus, there were several animal parts that I didn't want to explain to my daughter what they were. There was several of those
Understandable.
visible, but we did get to see the highlight of the whole trip, where the animals are. You know how they have like their little miniature stables with the hay, and there's like
Was it the sheep
a million
sheep races?
There's
Was
sheep,
that?
there's pigs, there's cows. There's this guy. He's got 3 cows in his little stable. Okay, the cow is standing up, and he's got a shovel underneath the cow because the cow's pooping, and he's catching the poop so it doesn't stink up the stable or whatever. Well, what he doesn't notice is right next to, right while he's got his back turned, scooping poop over here, the other cow's laying down, and the other cow standing right above him, pooping right on that cow. I mean, it's just like plop, plop, right on it.
And the cow probably didn't move
It
either.
didn't
Just like,
move.
"Bruh."
It didn't move.
Didn't
Move. And my daughter thought it was just the best, most hilarious thing.
Oh, so did you. Don't act like you weren't
I was like, look at the cow popping on the other cow.
We when I was out there as a kid, I remember my sister. We were out there as a family, and she has. Y'all give him.
I don't know what.
What's the quote unquote?
I don't know.
As a kid,
We were kids. No, it was. I can remember because my mom and dad were with us. They took us out there.
As a kid when we were setting them chicks on fire.
It was Carrie and Mike out there catching the chicks on fire. I was like, hey, I know
like
him.
Jason and Michael Myers.
Yeah. Well,
giant magnifying glass.
we always every year had to go out to the Southern Gospel singing competition that lasted like 7.5 hours.
Was that the Quartet convention?
Yeah,
It was pre-quartet.
It was
convention.
the-
They had it at the.
it was the pre-Quartet
Did anybody
convention.
else just hear the Phantom of the Opera?
It was my fault. I'm sorry. But anyway, so we went over to see the cows, and my sister's has this incredibly weak stomach, and so we're walking down through there, and of course, you have the opportunity to either breathe through your nose and get the full fair aroma, or you breathe through your mouth and you get to taste the fair aroma. It's just up to you. And she's holding it together. She's like 10, and she's just holding this thing together. And they bring this cow out in front of her, and they're walking down the aisle. And my mom's like, or Susie, see, Carrie, look at the cow. Look at the cow. So Carrie, as soon as Carrie looks up, it's like right there. And it goes, and it's like a Tootsie Roll maker. And she just goes, bleh. That was one of my favorite fair memories of all time, watching my sister barf in a garbage can. It was amazing. Yes, it was one of the most amazing moments of my life. We have some nerd news for you this evening. That ends Fair Talk, yeah. If you've ever been to Kentucky State Fair, you got to come, especially go at night. It's one of the most amazing events of your life. Aaron Allenball with us from Texas, the Dallas, Texas area this evening, I hope. Are you still there, Aaron? Are you with us this evening?
I'm still here.
Do you have any famous cow poop stories from the Kentucky State Fair or any fair?
I don't really have fair stories. We did used to raise cows when we were little kids, and we lived in Texas. And we had one in the backyard, but we didn't really have a fence up, so they tied a rope around its neck, and the cow would take off running and literally choke itself. Its feet would shoot out from underneath it to be laying there choking. We'd be trying to cut the rope, trying to save the cow's life.
The cow would think it was free to roam, and it would just take off running. And when that rope got tight, it was just like, that cow
was suicidal. Let's not pull.
It was.
Joe Henry was a great cow.
That was its name.
Yeah. We bottle fed him from birth, and we loved that cow. And then one day he was gone.
But you had a lot of steaks and hamburgers.
A lot of meat in the freezer, and we just didn't quite grasp it as children until one day we were eating like a steak, and our mom says, "You know, you're eating Joe Henry, right?"
Oh my gosh! Why would she say that? That's horrible.
We busted out crying and ate some hamburgers to comfort ourselves.
Thank you, Joe.
True story.
Thank you.
Isn't it, Aaron?
That was a very true story. Yes.
Aaron's still shook up about it. It sounds like he's totally shook up about it this evening. Oh, we got a rumor coming out from the DCEU,
what?
Or whatever it is they're calling it this week.
Yeah, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah, whatever that is.
They really changed the name of it?
Oh, they just seem to keep continuously adding stuff to it from what we're seeing. But this is actually probably a good rumor. I think I'm excited about this rumor. This is a rumor that came out this week or last week, and there's the possibility that Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor got cut from the Justice League movie. Charlie's giving the fist pump up. I really am excited about this. It says Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor played a major role in the Batman Superman and is one of the main reasons that the dark side of his army, Panamans and Steppenwolf, their general, will be coming to Earth, effectively setting in motion the plot of the Justice League.
What?
Yeah, that's what this article says.
Did you just spoiler alert Justice League?
No, come on. How could you spoil Justice League? I mean, I think it's pretty much.
Superman's alive.
He said you would be coming. Come on.
What if I like Jesse Eisenberg?
Well, then you can't be right.
The door's right there.
Yeah, you can't be right all the time. Let's see. It says here that Raimi was asked about the scope of Eisenberg's role in the Justice League, and Raimi responded he doesn't have one. If he did prior to all the changes, reshoots, it was cut. While at this time it's still rumor news, the movie's significant reshoots initially appeared from the same source. For the most part, it seems to be proven true. Even Raimi answered the question in some vague, and he goes on from there to say pretty much the same thing that
Wait, is that
Eisenberg.
Sam Raimi?
Bill Raimi.
Okay.
Bill Raimi. Anyways, I think, in my personal opinion on this, that having the Lex Luthor character that we saw in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, that can only improve the movie by about 25-30% not having him in it. I mean, that's my I absolutely hated. If there's anything that destroyed Batman vs. Superman for me, it was Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, that was the one. I mean, of all the stuff that could have been better, that was the really bad part.
Guys, it's going to be terrible.
Well,
Okay.
I don't really.
Well, I
but
mean, yeah,
but could you imagine how terrible it would be if the rumor's not true?
I mean, but I feel like at this point, just keep him in there. I mean, I already know it's going to be awful. Because, if he's like the main source of the bad guy showing up and they cut him out, like, is it just going to destroy the continuity?
Continuity.
Wow, couldn't get that word out.
Hey, it's fine. We all have problems with words.
Dargo.
Yeah, Dargo and Ray Stevens from last week was my two favorites.
But it would be something they could do that would be an easy fix. Is if they had a scene where he was talking to somebody and talked normally, and then when he talked to like a superhero or someone in the public eye, he talked all crazy, and it was just, and then
A show.
they do a real quick thing where he comes out and says, "Listen, this was just a way to get the ball rolling. There's a way to commoditize off this, and make money, because that's what Lex Luthor's about, is making money and being king of the world. So there's an easy way to fix it. Are they smart enough to do it? Probably not.
I don't think they are, because the fact is they've shown in the
Only
past
if he
that they're
does
simply
it
just not going to do
gritty.
that.
Only if he does it gritty.
Well, you could be gritty. That's Lex Luthor.
That's
Can
what
be
DC
gritty.
does.
You're gonna like gritty Lex Luthor. I guarantee it. We need T-shirts. That
Yeah,
just say, I
definitely.
guarantee it.
Did I tell you guys I almost bought a screen printing machine the other
I
night?
caught that.
I saw that on
Yeah.
Facebook. I
Well,
was excited.
yeah, it was like this. I was reading the newspaper, since you're talking about T-shirts. I was reading the newspaper, and they had an article in the Courier Journal about artists who are now taking their art and making screen print T-shirts out of it, making money off them that way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting there at my kitchen table, and I said, well, I wonder how much a screen printing machine is, just out of curiosity. I have no interest in having one. I just wanted to know how much they are. So I got on Amazon, one of my favorite sites, and I looked at one. It was $750. It was, okay, well, that's cool. So I shut my phone down, came down here, and was sitting here watching some television, minding my own business. And all of a sudden, my phone gives me a push notification. It was like, blue, blue. And I looked down, and it said, shipping soon, your screen printing machine. I was like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden it pops up on my Chase account. It was like, Chase Bank would like to remind you that you're over your $50 spending limit, $795 over the spending limit. I was like, holy crap, what did I buy? And there it was. Yeah. I had purchased by accident, because I had my one purchase click button turned on. I had purchased for myself a full, not just the machine, it was the full gambit of everything I would ever need to make screen print T-shirts.
Yes.
And it was an hour and a half ordeal to get those people to cancel that order.
Cancel that.
We finally had to call Amazon's
Really?
claim center.
Like, I've canceled stuff on Amazon so easily. It's just like a one-click thing.
Well, the problem with it was this was a third-party seller. And so they sent me an email back, and they were like, oh, yes, we'll cancel it later. I was like, later, like what, after it clears the bank? No, they ain't doing that. So we called Amazon.
You gave your email responder an accent.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. It could have been coming from New Albany, Indiana, for all I know. But so we called Amazon, and the girl sent them another email with like huge font. Cancel it now. And they did. So, man, yeah, I almost had us a way of making some Five Live Bears T-shirts. Carla told me, she said, if this thing doesn't cancel, you better start making some T-shirts, man. You're going to have to pay it off. Y'all have been down here making T-shirts.
John, you could have sold some Eclipse shirts.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said we could have gone down to Hopkinsville and set up shop. I could have sold a bunch of Eclipse T-shirts. But anyways, yeah, that was my odyssey. I almost became the proud owner of a screen print machine.
That would have been amazing.
But Aaron, what do you think? Is the losing of Lex Luthor from the Batman vs Superman movie a good thing, or are you totally a train wreck if they don't leave him in there?
Before Aaron answers, let me just remind you that would require Aaron to have seen Batman v Superman. Dawn
That's
of
correct.
Justice.
I have refused to watch any DC movies since Man of Steel. So
Come on, man. Man of Steel was a good movie. I like Man of Steel.
what?
Can I?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you
I
wanna
like
hear
Man
me
of Steel.
Rail on Man of Steel.
Yes, rail on
I
it.
love Superman. You know this, okay? Kevin Costner was the worst part of that movie.
I don't think Kevin Costner was the worst part. I think the worst part was that they had him die in a tornado.
Yes,
I think that was the worst part. I don't think Kevin Costner in and of
here's
himself
the
was
thing about
bad.
Kevin Costner knows his son can do all these things, but he doesn't want anybody to know so much. He's so dedicated to this fact, he allows himself to die in a tornado.
Oh, well, see, that's where me and Kevin Costner would have parted ways, because I'd have been like,
"Don't save me, son. Don't save me because you need to protect your identity.
I'd have been
Granted, you're so fast that you could come grab me and pull me back out of here without anybody seeing, but don't save me, son.
well, the dog survived.
Don't save me. Crypto?
I would have,
No.
dude, I'd have been screaming. I'd been like, Clark, get over here.
Kevin.
No, there ain't no way. I'd have been like, Clark.
Kyle, get over here and save your daddy.
There'd been no way. But no, I have to disagree with you on Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel. I liked Zod in it. I liked the movie. I thought it was a decent flick.
I was just very upset that even though Michael Shannon has had a Southern accent in every film he's been in, he didn't have one in that.
That'd
Listen
been awesome.
here, Kyle. You gonna
Neil.
get down to business.
Kneel before Zod. That would have been great. Like a Eastern
Okay, I
Tennessee.
didn't hate Man of Steel, but I didn't love it.
I've never seen it. I don't care if I ever do.
Yeah, it's
It is
decent.
awful.
It is not
not
awful.
great.
It's okay. It's not Superman 4, but it is a decent flick. I mean, I liked it.
Hey, Quest for Peace is awesome.
Quest for Peace is one of the greatest cheap movies ever made. They did great. Christopher Reeve did great on a $25 budget. It was awesome.
More than 25.
It's like 25,000 or something.
$28.
$28. So yeah, okay. Well, Aaron ain't have seen it. I'm totally for it. I think you can only make it better if they cut him out of it, especially if he's going to play the same goofy part he did in Batman vs Superman. Now, if they were to do like Charlie's saying, where it's all kind of a ruse and he's really smart and cool, I could go for it. But I don't think Eisenberg can pull off smart and. I don't know, but I did like him in what was that one? MK Ultra.
American Ultra.
Oh, American Ultra.
MK
Yeah.
Ultra is the real.
It's the real
program.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
American
Is it
Ultra.
good?
Yeah, it's all right. It ain't too bad.
I've not watched it.
He does play a pretty part of it, and he was okay. And he was okay in Zombieland too, but that was a comedy.
There was a movie called what was it? Adventureland. It was actually a
Yeah.
really decent
Yeah, I
indie
watched
film.
like half of that movie.
I
I'm
mean,
not-
it's an acquired taste. It's a hipster film, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
I'm not completely ragging on Eisenberg as an actor. I think he does a pretty decent job in other things. I just did not like the way he played Lex Luthor.
I don't think
mean,
it's his fault. I don't
No.
think he said, "Listen, I'm going to play
I'm going to play a
Lex
wacky
Luthor
one.
as a wacky guy." I think
Well, they were trying to play up that whole young entrepreneur, crazy type of
Mark
Zuckerberg
Zuckerberg,
type stuff, and it just didn't quite go over very well. So, here we go. Funko Pops news. We got some Funko Pops news coming out. Look at Charlie. Look at the look on his face.
Yeah.
He is psyched because he loves his Funko Pops. If you are a YouTuber and you're watching us on YouTube, you can tell that we are not really into Funko Pops either. By the wall behind us,
no.
all 300 of them.
300 of
Three,
them.
we're at right about 300.
Get loud.
Because we have some down here, and then there's also some upstairs too. So, but if you're into them, which we kind of are, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 exclusives are getting ready to come out this October.
Yeah.
So Funko's latest Guardians of the Galaxy 2 figures are ready to soar into your collection. So it says. Vinyl Company recently unveiled the newest pieces in the Volume 2 line, which consists of new Pop figures. There's going to be a Walmart exclusive Pop, which will be Peter Quill Star-Lord showing off his Gear Shift shirt, which will be pretty cool.
I want the Toys R Us exclusive one.
And they're talking about that one's in this too. It says normally in his jacket, Pop is, said the Pop set for the Walmart is hit shelves in October. Second Pop figure shows Drax holding baby Groot in his arms.
Yeah, that's the one.
While fans expect the pair to be modeled after the heartwarming encounter at the end of the film, both characters appear ready to fight. This is Pop being exclusive. This will be in FYE stores sooner than the Peter Quill one, which will be in this September. The third and possibly the cutest Pop is a new baby Groot armed with a rocket's bomb.
Yeah, he's got the bomb.
Yeah. The scene of Groot learning not to push the death button has charmed audiences since Volume 2's first trailer. That kind of got on my nerves, making this Pop figure a long time in coming. The Groot Pop will be exclusive to Toys R Us and be available early in October.
I was hoping they would make a Groot holding that guy's eyeball
See, now that would have been cool. Or the thumb.
or the thumb.
Yeah, see, that could have been
Or
a
Yondu's underwear.
see, those could have all been Hot Topic exclusives, and you could have got away with it. You could have
Yondu.
totally.
Groot with Yondu underwear.
That would have been awesome. Those are my underwear.
Aaron would have bought that one.
Yeah, I'd be right on that.
I would definitely buy the one with the thumb.
Oh yeah,
I would definitely be all over the thumb one.
I'm all for Baby Groot stuff, but I just don't want the bomb because the bomb got overused.
Well, that's a problem I
I would
had.
have even bought one if it was Baby Groot sitting there eating the bowl of M&M's.
M&M's. Put your seatbelt on, Groot. That was a great scene. The bomb scene was kind of, to me, it was a little bit kind of, it's one of them kind of cliche-ish type things where, you know, it's kind of like,
predictable.
Walk. The only good part about that scene, or the part I liked about it, is where he asked Peter Quill if he had any tape. And then Star-Lord's out there running around asking if anybody's got any tape. He asked Drax, and he's like, yeah, Scotch tape. He's like, well, why did you ask him if Scotch tape if you didn't have any tape? That was funny. Some of that was funny, but
Yeah.
As far as the pops go, the thing about it is that unless they're exclusives, I'm not really chasing them anymore. I'm only going after the ones that are exclusive.
I am currently on a Superman gathering, and I'm trying to go back and get some of the older Superman pops, and they're rather expensive, but I'm trying to rival John's Batman collection here.
Well, the Batman collection is not anywhere, shape, or form a high volume Batman collection. I've been trying, but there's been a lot of them I've passed up on lately, just for the simple fact it's like I walk into FYE or Hot Topic. I don't like to buy things at Hot Topic. That's my daughter's store, but I don't like Hot Topic because you walk in here like you got any hot cash, you on our call list. You got a credit card.
You just gotta know how to talk.
You gotta,
them,
and I'm like, no.
They're just normal kids with their piercings. All right, man. Just love them for who they are.
No, I
love
can't.
them where
I can't
they
do
are.
That. I can't do that. I can't get it. I always send Carly in. I'm like, go in. I'm gonna stand right here and send them all. Now FYE can go in there because then people just don't care. They're like, whatever,
FYE is
man.
the worst pops.
But the thing about FYE's pops is they're always smashed up. It's like they've been playing kickball with the boxes out back. I found
they're always obliterated.
I was almost cried the other day though because we were at Target and they had a Spider-Man Iron Man Target
2-pack.
exclusive 2-pack, and they had it on clearance for $9. And I was psyched. I picked it up, I put it in the cart, and Susie was like, "Dad, look at the box." And it was just the back of it was like completely like tore off. I was like, stupid. Why do people treat the boxes so bad?
That's a good 2-pack too.
Because I collect in the box. We talked about this before a long time ago. I collect in the box.
That's how you got me.
Yeah.
You got me on the show.
And
And
Tim
you
came in.
regretted it ever since.
Tim came in to talk about pops. Aaron, do you collect pops? Are you a pop guy, or you don't care one bit?
Aaron's an amiibo man.
Yeah, I collect amiibos.
You collect amiibos. I collected a bunch of the old when they were going out because Disney really thought they had something with the Infinity system, and it was just too hard to use, especially if you're going to build. The building one was terrible, but they had all the Star Wars ones on clearance at Myers one night when we were in there, and they had them like clearance down like $2 each or something like that. So I bought as many as I could. Yeah, the guy's like, they're not making any more for that. I was like, I don't care. I'm just here for the characters. But I tell you the ones I wish I had if I was going to go back in time and slap myself. It was that original Star Wars set that you used to be able to find at Toys R Us back in like
the Funko one.
Yeah. The very first line that came out back in like 2003, 2004.
If you want an original line that's worth a ton of money, it's the Nightmare Before Christmas line.
Yeah.
It's insane how much those pops are. Like, I know Brian is still on the look for the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas. It goes for like $300 plus.
I'm not going to pay that much for a pop. I'm not going to. We got some over here on the wall that they got relative. There's some worth in some of them. We got a couple that are like $80 or something like that. I can't remember what they were. But we don't. I ain't going to go out and buy. You see them on Amazon and places like that all the time. They pop up and it's like, oh, this one's signed by Andrew Lincoln, and it's like $500. No, I'm not gonna trust you on that. Not unless I saw Andrew Lincoln actually sign the pop. It ain't gonna happen.
That's Rick Grimes, by the way, from The Walking Dead.
Carl, come on, Carl. We moving on here. Nintendo news. Aaron sent us some Nintendo news this week. Super NES Classic pre-orders go up in the night, and they sell out immediately. Do what?
He sent it last week.
He sent it last week. It's the last week.
Yeah, it was like an immediate sellout. People are riding in the streets again.
At 4 a.m.
Were you upset by this, Aaron?
I just don't like when they do it at 4 a.m. when no one's awake and they don't announce it, Well,
that shows, Aaron, that'll show your dedication to the cause, man. If you're going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and
you
go.
Gotta put those price alerts on your phone and all that stuff.
You hear that beep,
sleep
in the middle of the night, and you're like, what is that?
You gotta never sleep, sit at your computer and hit F5 refresh over and over. What's refresh on the Apple computer?
I have no clue what it is. You'd have to ask Susie about that. Anyways, Nintendo's retro console, the Super NES Classic, will come, a rewind feature. that allows you to go back in time when you screw up.
What?
That's right. That's what it says right here. It'll come with a rewind feature. That's not true Super NES, man.
Aaron,
I
is
can't
this
get into
true?
that.
Yeah, it's got a new rewind function. So when Mario dies, you just hit rewind.
No. That's
What?
no.
Yeah, it's
End of-
pretty cool.
No, it's not. That's in discussion. That's just like you saying that Man of Steel is not a good movie. That just can't be done. No. I'm sorry.
You can rewind in video games? That's insane.
No, well, see, but that was the.
That's taking out the true. John, get on your soapbox.
I'll just say it. Okay, I'll just do it. No, I think that it's not true. It's not the true. It's just if you're going to be old school about it. I mean, if you're going to drop something and call it the Super NES Classic, then it needs to be just as butt hard as the NES Classic used to be. I mean, it just needs to be. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. You don't need a rewind
Typically,
feature.
butts are kind of soft.
Okay, because games let's just talk about a Super NES game here that me and Charlie have played before. The Super Nintendo Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, gosh.
And the Super Nintendo what was it? Star Wars. I think Empire Strikes Back is the one I remember the most. But if you beat that game, man, you felt a sense of accomplishment because they
past
were
the first level?
Yeah, because they were so hard. And a rewind feature just, I don't know, it takes that kind of out of it. So, but they did sell out. They did sell out these things.
Oh, yeah. $80.
They're going crazy
Gone.
with them. Not interested because of the way they did the NES.
Not gonna do it.
Nintendo dropped the NES, and then it was like, oh, we're not making any more. We made 6, and that's enough.
Aaron's got one of the 6.
Do you really have one of those, Aaron?
Yeah, I've got one.
Is it worth everything that the rest of us didn't get to participate in?
You know, to be honest, I haven't played it that much, but
Oh, listen.
I don't play video games that much
I've
anyways.
got
But
one, but I don't ever use it.
we did hack it and put we got these obscure games on there, and those are pretty fun.
No, I didn't buy one.
Did you get Star Fox 2?
Well, that'll be on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's just old Nintendo games.
Starbucks too.
Did you get Echo the Dolphin? Echo the
That's
Dolphin.
not a Nintendo game, dude.
Did you get Bonk's Adventures?
Did you get Sonic the Hedgehog?
Did you get Altered Beasts?
You get Minecraft.
Did you get Street Fighter?
Did you get Slaughterhouse?
Did you get Streets of Rage?
Got a Bible Adventures.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Did it come with a blue cartridge?
Yeah.
Did
You
you
can still throw baby Moses in the river.
Did you guys remember those from the old original Nintendo?
Yeah.
When they brought them out, it was like Noah's Ark or something.
Yeah, we had it.
I didn't ever have them because they were like, you could only buy them at like family bookstores and things. And they were like, it felt like they were like $600 or something like that. So I never got to purchase them.
$600.
Yeah, it always felt like it was. I mean, I know it's probably about $50, but it always felt. I ain't saying it was actually $600. Whatever. That's just kind of the way it felt.
Aaron, did you get River City Ransom?
Yeah, I've got that.
Yes.
Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Adventure.
I don't know if I buy you Billy.
Did you get Bayou
Did you
Billy?
get Double Dragon, the one that says Jimmy and Bimmy instead of Jimmy and Billy?
Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah.
Did you get Metal Gear?
I don't know if I have Metal Gear.
Did you get Halo?
Yes, I have Halo for the NES.
Nice.
Did you get Star Tropics?
Star Tropics came with it, actually. Yeah,
Did you get Tecmo Bowl?
I think Tecmo Bowl came with it.
Okay,
also.
what kind of
Yeah.
nerd news you got next, Brother John?
Hey, Brother John. Shales, we got some news. Oh, Aaron sent us this one too. Nova. Looks like they're going to be putting Nova in the MCU. Possibility of Nova. I'm looking forward to this. I hope they do. He should have been in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I mean, that's just the way I kind of look at it.
As long as it's a good casting. I mean, Marvel usually nails its casting, so maybe it'll be great. But
It's what's his name? The guy from Step Brothers.
John C. Reilly. It's
Yeah.
not John C. Reilly, and it's not the guy that plays the Tick.
It's
Be great
no,
if it was
it's
John C.
it's not.
Reilly.
The guy who plays Tick's dead.
That's what I said.
He died.
And then
I
Charlie's
It's like, oh, when have you never seen a Marvel comic book character come back to life again?
It's Yondu. It's going to be Yondu.
I'd be down with that.
Oh,
Yondu's gonna come. Or Sylvester Stallone.
Spoiler alert.
Sylvester Stallone be like, I'm coming to help you.
I'm nervous.
We're going to go
I
steal
know
it.
Yeah.
Nova's got to be a young guy that's arrogant and cocky.
So Peter Quill.
No, it ain't gonna be Peter
Aaron,
Quill.
who would be a good Nova for you?
Probably that one brother on Supernatural has the longer hair. He'd probably be good.
Jared Padalecki.
Yeah. He kind of looks like him in the comic
I
books.
have watched a lot of Supernatural.
Gwen said that yes, definitely Nova. He comes up occasionally as someone we might use. He revealed that one thing that I'm doing with creating Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it will take place in the next 2 Avengers movies, and it will help set up the next 10 to 20 years of Marvel movies.
Well, it's going to be Adam Warlock partially.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. So here's what I think they're doing is, if they introduce Adam Warlock in Part 3,
stab each other.
then they'll probably do a series of Warlock and the Infinity Watch movies, and that team was Drax and Gamora and a lot of the characters from Guardians of the Galaxy. So they'll just roll over into a new team. And
do you think they're going to drop Star-Lord?
Probably. I don't know. They could change it up. I don't know.
I think Glenn Close should play Nova. That's my prediction.
She was Nova Prime or whatever.
Yeah, but she should be.
Or
Nova.
what if they did this? What if they split Star-Lord off into his own movies?
Star-Lord Adventures.
No, I don't know if he actually works without
he needs his crew.
What if
Super crew.
they're like, nothing's going to save the Inhumans, so let's put Peter Quill in there.
Oh, now I would watch Inhumans if it was Chris Pratt, Peter Quill, but it would probably be like, but we have to recast him. So we just got the guy that plays Black Bolt in both roles. One of them he can talk, and the other one he just.
What we didn't tell you originally is that Nova is actually the twin of Peter Quill and of Black Bolt.
That would be
good
awesome.
Announcer voice.
Yeah, do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Charlie.
They know.
Short break. Thank you for sticking with us.
Please stick with us.
Continuing to Miss Brian. Wish he was here.
Oh, playa, how we missed these saves.
I'll
the
see
playa.
you when you get there.
You know the thing about it is he pulls that off.
How are we going to get there?
He started doing that like the first week we were down here as a later player.
And we just looked at him like,
Yeah, we're like,
and
what in
now
the
it's
world?
so weird that it's
I
not
actually
here.
listened to that podcast.
Yeah, and then I remember you were like one of the first people. You weren't the exact first. Carrie was. She got the paper, signed paper.
I commented and I was like, "Hey, you guys are doing a podcast."
Yes, hint, hint. Can I come and be part? And we're like, who's this?
And John's like, "You
This
should
is
come
Scott's
on
too
in."
cool.
Yeah,
to start
I
a
asked you.
podcast?
I remember I asked you about that back in the day.
Yeah, but it was tongue in cheek,
No, it wasn't.
blue tongue.
Never his blue tongue and finger, huh? Blue tongue and finger. You had to listen to a couple weeks ago for that.
Really, that's not as bad as it sounds.
No,
Something
it's
that happened
definitely
on
not.
the podcast.
It's
Wasn't
definitely
that
not.
like a move that Bruce Lee used to do, the old blue tongue and finger?
I don't know.
Or is that just something?
So anyway, John, what are we going to be discussing for the next
Yeah.
20-ish minutes?
A couple of minutes here. This is something Charlie brought up a few minutes ago while we were discussing
No,
it.
you got to look at that.
Yeah, you got.
I'm pointing at myself because I had a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Yeah. Is going around the list line. This is something we don't ever talk about here a lot because we're more into sci-fi and the Star Wars thing. But top 4 comedies for us, and this is not a list per se.
Like
from
this
all,
is not like the top 4 comedies you've ever seen in your life, but the 4 that you like.
Yeah.
popped in your
Not
head.
necessarily the
at the moment.
funniest movie I've seen.
yeah, but
But just
what
one
we
you
think.
can watch again.
One that really gets you in
You
the,
can watch it again.
the cockles of your heart.
Yay.
Oh, you might inform me.
No.
All right, just
Aaron, let me hear your British accent.
come on, best British accent there. Aaron.
Oh, blimey.
Perfect.
Yes, it was like I was in downtown London.
It was like I was at the Downton Abbey.
Yes. All right. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to be talking about our top 4 comedies and kind of going around and kind of giving our top 4. And there's no real rhyme or reason to it. We might even have some that are the same, considering that a lot of us have gone and seen the same movies together over time. And a couple of mine are given for me exactly. So
One of them's going to be that stupid Night in Paris movie.
no, that is not. You're talking about Before Sunrise.
Before Sunrise.
But that's not really a comedy, okay? That wasn't really a comedy. That was more of a romantic
You're
tryst.
still going to include it on your list.
No, I'm not. It's not on the list. Well, now I am. I got my Darth Vader pen out here. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to write it down.
It's a lovely pen. Whoever got it for you is probably an amazing person.
It was Brian.
It was not
Who was it?
me.
Oh, was it? I'm sorry. I thought it was Brian.
Jerk.
I thought Brian got me this.
Oh, Brian only brings gifts.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Charlie doesn't. So.
I thought that came from Brian.
Charlie's the gift.
Well, it came the same night as Brian got us the really
Yeah,
cool.
it was overshadowed. I was like,
Yeah.
hey guys, I got everybody Star Wars pens. And Brian's like,
I've got everybody Darth
Our Death Star mouse ears.
Do you have your Death Star mouse
Yes,
ears?
I did.
Do you have
They're,
your Death Star mouse ears?
Yeah.
Or did you leave them here?
I got 'em.
Somebody left them here.
I left mine here, but I got them the next.
Did you get 'em?
podcast.
Okay.
Actually, the pen that you gave me also has helped at work. I've had patients get angry and like, "You have a Star Wars pen." Like, yeah, I know. It's a cool pen, and then they just walk off.
Yeah,
Is that more
that's-
than once?
I'm glad that I'm
So
bringing
thank you.
peace to your life.
I just show
Peace
my.
at peace.
I got the Darth Vader one.
Aaron,
I took it
sorry you
first.
don't get anything because you're not here.
Yeah, you don't get the swag, man. You don't get any of the swag. All
Swag
right,
bag.
well here we go. I'm gonna give the first one on my list here. Number one, and this is in no particular order, but of comedies that are top 5 for me and I could watch over and over again. Number one for me is Multiplicity with it's one of the greatest comedies, and it's an underrated comedy at that
Good one.
because
Dave,
Michael Keaton in it is incredible.
did you go with us?
I watched it. No, I watched it with your dad one night, and he laughed his tail off at this
yeah.
movie.
Well, it was me and Aaron and Tim and Brian, and who else? Was it just us four?
Did we really? I have no idea. I mean, it might have been Jenny and somebody else.
No, it was. I
Was
think.
it a mandate?
Yeah, it might have been Kessler or Robbie Bauer. Might have been. I think it was Robbie Bauer.
Robbie Bauer.
Robbie,
Aaron, do
if
you
you're
remember
listening,
this?
heads up, Robbie.
Thought Mom went, but I don't know.
Did your mom go with us
She
too?
probably drove us.
Your mom,
She
your,
probably did. 'cause
she's-
She loves Michael
She's a
Keaton.
huge Michael Keaton.
I'm wanting to say we went after school one day, but I could be wrong because I know we used to go to like Dixie Dozen and go to the movies.
Now I remember
sometimes.
your mom went with us to see Dumb and Dumber. She sat behind us and read the whole movie. I
Did
think.
she?
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
did. Because it was me, you, Aaron, and Charlie.
Because my mom took me, you, and Aaron to see Ace Ventura the whole time. She's like, I can't believe I took preacher's kids to see this filthy movie. And yeah, Tim's like, Miss Melba, it's okay. It's really okay. And then like whenever Dumb and Dumber came out, which was not much longer, Debbie came and like laughed. When she wasn't reading, she was laughing.
We all rode in the van together too. I remember we met at Charles' house and
You
rode
guys
the
have
van.
such a better memory than I
Yeah.
do.
What's one of yours, Charlie? What you got as your first one there?
I've got All You Need Is Cash, the story of the Ruddles. It is a spoof on the
Yes.
Beatles, starring most of the cast of Monty Python. It is hilarious and a continuous watch over and over again. I haven't watched it in a while, but it is hilarious. I do like mockumentaries anyway.
Yeah, I'll stick with the Monty Python and go with Holy Grail. Kind of an
Oh, of
all-time,
course.
all-time
You
classic.
can't, yeah.
It is the Monty Python movie. If you're going to watch any of them, you're going to watch Holy Grail.
Right.
So many good parts.
Yes, we quote that in class all the time. I don't know why. I just
Stem into Newt.
Oh, that's it.
it just
knew.
and a lot of kids have seen it. That's the funny thing about it. Aaron, what's your first one?
How many are we doing?
4.
4.
4? Okay, I actually had 5, so I'm going to give 2 right now.
Okay.
The first one is Duck Soup, the Marx Brothers classic.
Nothing has been less shocking than I've ever heard in my entire life that you picked a Marx Brothers film. Not saying it's bad at all. I'm not shocked.
And then the other one is Adam's Family Values.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Second Adam's Family movie.
The scene where the kids take over the camp
Yep.
is a classic scene.
it's.
I'm a turkey.
I mean,
Eat me.
I'll be playing the victim all of your life.
it's
so
really
many
good.
great one-liners by Wednesday in that you don't catch when you're younger,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back and watch now, and you're like, oh wow, that's so many.
Well, even at that age, man, she was really good in it. I mean, she played
I
the
mean,
part
you
solid.
could say that maybe that. Not saying that she's made bad films exclusively since, but you can argue that that's one of her best films.
yeah.
Besides Casper,
Well,
duh.
she went off and made a lot of like strange little
She did.
semi-indie type things.
And she was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
yeah, so I mean, she went a different path than a lot of people
episode.
did.
It's an episode with the bomb.
that is the episode with the bomb.
All right, John. Now that
I
we've
used
taken
to
a Grey's
listen-
Anatomy minute,
Yeah.
I used to listen to Grey's Anatomy strictly for the music,
Uh.
and that episode has a really good song. on it.
I only watch Grey's Anatomy when I happen to walk through the kitchen and Carla's watching it on Hulu. My next one is I'm gonna go with the Simon Pegg series here. Hot Fuzz
Hot
is
Fuzz.
my,
Yes.
is my number 2. I did not expect when I first watched that movie for it to be as violent as what it was.
oh, it was a horror film with a
The-
set like an action.
The
Yeah.
scene in it that absolutely disturbs me, and I have a hard time even watching it now, is when the guy gets hit in the head by the top of the church, and his body's like walking around. I'm like, oh my gosh! But it is one of the greatest
that
movies
movie
ever.
is like if you just watch the previews, you go in expecting one movie, and it turns out to be a totally different movie, and it's such a flip. It's great.
Another one of his, and it's not on my list. I know we're just.
Don't say World's End.
I loved it.
Never seen it. Still haven't seen it.
I
Terrible.
absolutely loved World's End.
Terrible.
World's End was good. Now I didn't like.
I went and saw that with friends who now won't go see movies with me because of that movie.
Yeah, but you got to understand Simon Pegg, and
Is
I
that a
liked
sorry
it.
Brent moment?
Huh?
Was that a sorry Brent moment?
No, he wasn't one of them. It was Corey.
I liked it. And I never saw Paul. I never saw the one called Paul. I was never.
You're not missing anything.
I didn't want to see
Paul's
it.
awful.
I heard some bad things about it. But I liked World's End, and he's got another one coming out here.
blasphemous.
Something about Paul that you might enjoy is Joe Latrilio from The State is in it, and he's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I always liked The State.
Yeah, The State's awesome.
So what's your next one, Charlie?
I'm going to go with it's not a comedy per se, but it's not kind of like what Tim said about Hot Fuzz. It's a comedy, but you don't think it's a comedy until you start watching it. He Never Died, starring Henry Rollins, as a guy who never dies. And his portrayal of this character is hilarious. It is so deadpan, and the reaction of everyone to the fact that he can't die, and the fact that he is just kind of depressed that he can't die. It is a hilarious movie. It's got a lot of gore to it at one point. It kind
I
of
feel
goes
like
off.
nothing is more surprising than you mentioning a movie of Henry Rollins.
Oh, I know.
in it.
That you mean nothing is less surprising?
Yeah, less surprising. I was being sarcastic.
I know. Go ahead, Tim. Your turn.
This is probably going to fall in that same category. Nothing less shocking, but I love Zoolander.
Oh, yeah.
Zoolander. We watched
How do you
it.
expect them to be the kid fit in the building?
Oh my goodness!
One of my favorites. I
won't talk about it much, but the whip scene. I was like, oh my gosh!
the fashion scene, the walk. It's a walk.
It's a walk off.
The
Stay out of this, Billy Zane.
Stay out of this, Billy Zane. You should listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool guy.
See now,
I could quote that movie like all day long.
now you got me wanting to see it
I've
again.
got the black lung.
Merman. I'm a merman.
That was great. His
Aaron?
dad and brothers all had the same haircut.
Aaron, what's your next one?
Next would be The Jerk, starring Steve Martin.
I
Yes,
forgot about
I
the
almost
jerk.
put that on there.
I
Almost. on it.
totally
list.
forgot about the jerk.
I'll pick that
These
one up.
cans. Somebody hates these cans.
This man hates these cans.
That was a great part. Oh, and I remember that part because they showed that again in a very not funny movie. They showed it in like Black Hawk Down. That scene. That's these cans. That's one scene. I
The
remember.
part where they bring up the food and it's got snails on the plate. Don't look. Don't look. Sir, there's snails on our plate out there.
Yeah, take me as far as you're going, and it was the next driveway.
Steve Martin is so good. I mean, go back and watch it, Three Amigos, if you haven't watched that in a while. That movie's still hilarious.
I like the Three Amigos. Three
Oh my
Amigos
gosh.
was incredible.
When they first show up in the Mexican town and one of them gets shot.
Hold it. Let me see that guy. Hold it.
Yeah.
I like the My Little Buttercup.
Yes.
Martin Short was awesome.
He's great.
That was
All right,
great.
John, what's your next one?
Sticking with Simon Pegg, Shaun of the Dead. That's not technically
Shaun.
what you call a
Good one.
super comedy, but it's
It's a comedy.
incredible good.
It's
It's definitely a comedy.
what do they call it? A rom zombie?
Yeah.
Instead of a rom com.
Zombie?
I like that part I really liked in was the Easter egg was the cameo of the other actors from The Singles or that show he was in. Space. Yeah, sorry, Space. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I like that because I really like the show Space. I wish they'd had more seasons of that.
Yeah,
That was a
Like
really
one
cool
season,
show.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's incredibly good. But definitely the whole idea that the scene where they're out in the backyard throwing records and he wouldn't let them throw certain records.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It's original pressing.
And,
I like just when their roommate, who I think is that
The Tick, yeah.
yeah.
First
Nova.
gets turned over. Shut up. First gets turned into a zombie. that part's great.
The scene where they're beating the man who owns the bar to the tune of "Don't Stop Me Now"
yeah.
was really good. It's just a really good movie.
And then that scene goes from that to so serious.
Yeah.
It's a good company. Knock my teeth out with the microphone. It's a great film. I tell that.
There's the part where they're drunk too, and they're watching the zombie come to them. They're like, zibba, 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 zibba. Zibba, zibba,
I
zibba.
loved it.
He didn't even say freeze.
Nick Frost is amazing in it.
That's good.
Have you all seen the Simon Pegg Nick Frost Star Wars?
I'm not watching
No,
it.
I remember
my
they tried to
goodness.
they set out to remake it, and they only get like one scene.
Yeah, they do one scene. He's like, boop, 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 boop. He's like, no, it's more whistles and beeps, more intelligent. He's like, what are you talking? It was, yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, it's incredible. What's your next one, Charlie?
Gross Point Blank, starring John Cusack, where he plays a hitman who goes back to his high school reunion.
Yes, I love
talk
that
about
movie.
one of the best movie soundtracks of all time, especially when it comes to like 80s college rock music. Jeremy Piven in arguably his best role. 10 years. 10 years.
It's
Minnie
awesome.
Driver in the best thing she's ever done. It's just a
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he's the other hitman.
And, and if you ever get a chance to watch the quote unquote sequel, War Inc., don't run far, far away.
Well, see, I always thought that it was kind of cool because Gross Point Blank was kind of a non-sequel of Say Anything.
Right.
That was what was
like
so
you
cool.
could have seen him.
Yeah. Because it was the same people
Yeah.
basically, and they weren't using the same names and stuff, but it was still pretty close. Yeah, I think that was the best John Cusack. That one, and I was a real big fan of High Fidelity.
I almost picked High Fidelity instead of
High Fidelity was great too, and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth there. Me and Carla used to be big Cusack fans. We go to all the movies to
Then
see
he
it.
made the End of the World movie. Whatever. Tomorrow.
2012.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're thinking the day after tomorrow, but it's not.
That's
2012. I've got that on Blu-ray.
2012.
Yeah, I think when I bought my Blu-ray players, like you get one for free.
Yeah, they
or
were
something.
giving it away for a while.
Yeah, I think I got it for free. It's sitting up there on the counter if anybody wants to watch it.
I don't remember which Alan Ball's turn it is now. Is it
It's
Tim?
fine.
It's Tim.
I'm gonna go with Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. I saw that opening night at Baxter Avenue.
Oh my gosh, it was such like a. The previews were made. It was like, oh my gosh, what is this movie? And then you go see it, and it's just this amazing piece of just indie.
It's indie DIY filmmaking. The fact that they had a stupid enough / smart enough script to make a completely clean movie that was so hilarious. Now it's kind of passe now. It's not as funny as it was when it first came out.
It's more like now there's just scenes that you can watch the scenes, and they're still great scenes. But,
Gina, come get your ham.
My favorite scene in the movie is where his older brother's selling the Tupperware, and he runs over it with the van, and he busts it. He's like, oh, and he just takes off.
They checked that football over these mountains.
That's probably my favorite scene.
I can
in the
throw a
whole
football a
thing.
quarter mile.
I love Uncle Rico.
See a mountain over there? I can throw it right over that mountain.
Aaron, what's your third one? Or actually fourth.
I was gonna say Holy Grail, but Tim took that, so now I'm debating. It's either gonna be Christmas Vacation or Gremlins 2.
I gotta say,
Gremlins 2 over Gremlins?
Oh
Gremlins
man,
2
no.
is fantastic.
I did not
It
like
is
Gremlins
fantastic.
2.
I love Gremlins.
I haven't
2.
watched
You need to rewatch
Yeah.
Gremlins 2. It
It's
is
full
great.
of a lot of adult innuendo.
I was
comedy.
such a big fan of the original Gremlins when I was a kid. I did not like the idea of them taking it in a parody.
so
direction,
I
so
mean, we
I
can
just-
save this
nah.
for another night, but they are making a Gremlins 3,
Yeah,
and they're promising that it will be darker to the point that they may even kill off Gizmo.
oh man, I don't know if I could see that.
That's a childhood.
Yeah,
I can't see him killing off Gizmo. I can see him turning him into a gremlin.
No.
as long as Billy's back in it. Billy's like in his 60s now. He's like, hey, Gizmo.
I just hope that what's her face? Is
Phoebe
gonna-
Cates.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she talks
Phoebe
about
Cates.
another holiday where
Yeah, but you got to think of it. When Gremlins came out, you listen to Phoebe Cates talk about anything. It didn't matter. It's like, yeah, my dad died in a
Santa
suit and
chimney.
it's like it's Phoebe
But then they make
Cates.
fun of it in
The
Gremlins
second
2 by
one.
Lincoln's birthday or whatever.
Yeah, and he's in the raincoat in the park.
Oh my gosh!
Go back and watch Gremlins 2. It's
I
a
don't-
masterpiece.
I don't like Christmas because my dad died in the chimney. We didn't find him till April.
We started to smell something.
Yeah, and he just fell out in a red suit. Like, gosh, this movie
All
is
right, John,
dark
what's
enough.
your last one?
Greatest vampire movie ever made. What We Do in the Dark.
I
That is
have
number
not seen
4.
it.
That's a
It's
good one.
amazing.
It is
great.
absolutely great.
Is that the title? Is it What Lies in the Shadows or
I thought it was What We
something?
Do in the Dark.
What we do in the
I don't know,
shadows.
but
What We
it-
Do in the
it is
Shadows. Okay, I'm
fantastic.
sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Is
What
that
We
the
Do in
one
the Shadows.
with the guy from
Yes, Jermaine.
Jermaine?
Tremaine. Yeah, it is hilarious.
I have been
It's great.
totally off my names and stuff tonight. What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah. Where they keep what was the one they named? His name was Paul. They kept in the basement.
Yeah.
And he catches on fire. And the big street battle with the werewolves is
the
awesome.
werewolves are hilarious.
And I'm gonna
Well,
have to
not
watch.
werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that again now. That was great.
I've never seen it, even though I love Jermaine Clement.
You need to see it, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Their manager on Fly of the Conchords, he's like the leader of the
Is he?
werewolves.
He is fantastic. He's one
And
of
Yeah.
they're making they're making the sequel called Werewolves, and it's about
Yeah.
the werewolves.
That was gonna be awesome. Any honorable mentions before we go on?
Have you done your fourth yet, Tim?
no.
I'm not done my fourth.
Oh,
either.
you too. My bad, guys.
My fourth is going to be Better Off Dead. Thank you to
Yes.
Tim and Aaron for leading me to that film at a young
That's a good
age.
movie.
It is the only comedy about suicide, and it is hilarious.
It's a good one.
It's totally dated, but it's
I
the equivalent.
love the Chinese drivers that always
Lane
pull-
Maya, the kid from
Lane
Green Bay.
Maya.
Is
Howard
it better to speak
Cosell.
no English at all, or only to speak Howard Cosell?
Howard Cosell.
How many times do we rewind and watch the scene where the lady drinks the kerosene?
Like your, Ricky's Pappy's cough medicine.
Sorry that caught your mom on.
Sorry, I put your mom's face.
That was
Sorry, I blew up your Bob's face.
that was the greatest because like they bring him out and they're totally clueless because he's like dressed like a mummy, dripping in kerosene.
Is that that tie wrapped around his
Yeah.
sideways?
I mean,
and a like a comforter.
Yeah, I know suicide's not something you should be laughing at, but this is just the
Well,
cluelessness.
it's actually an indictment of how young people think that suicide is the answer to their
Well,
problems.
Just they also that they think that once one relationship's over, it's the end of
The
the world.
one you only
Yeah.
have that one true love, and it's more of it's Savage
I
Steve
want my
Holland being very
$2.
intelligent about the subject,
Yeah.
even though it kind of doesn't make light of him being suicidal. It makes light of the fact that it always turns out poorly, luckily, and then he sees that no, I should. I'm glad it didn't work out that way.
yeah.
Have you tried this stuff? This is pure snow.
I can't feel my arm.
What's your last one? Phil?
Scott Pilgrim. It's not really. It's an action comedy. Whatever.
It's a comedy.
It is. I was so blown away the first time I watched that movie. It's probably my top 3 all time favorite movie. But yeah,
You
Scott
got-
Pilgrim.
You gotta read the books, man.
I know.
Especially the last book. It's different.
I know.
It ends differently.
It ends with the other.
I think if I had one honorable mention,
Spoilers.
one honorable mention for me, and it's going to be out of character kind of, but the original Friday was one of my all-time
Oh, that's a
favorites.
good one.
Friday's a good one.
I worked in a
Aaron-
video store when that came out, and you could never get the thing. It was
How'd you get fired on your off day?
when
What's that big perm?
was it Chris Tucker? Was he the thing that where he took the angel dust, was running around acting like a chicken? That's one of the best scenes in the whole movie. It's a great film.
So my last movie is Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the knife scene where he's trying to throw the knife.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Keeps stabbing himself.
Nobody
And the
mentioned
snakes and all that.
Aaron wants to marry that movie.
Nobody mentioned Kung Pao.
Kung Pao was a movie so my friend Doug and I, we used to go out. So when DVDs were first released, the day they came out, they were like when they're first released, they're like $12, and then they go up in price. Whereas like just going to like rent a movie at that time was like $3. So we had it in our minds that it was just better for us to buy a movie. And we bought Kung Pao one day thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be the worst movie in the world. But we laughed so much at that movie.
It's a great film.
Betty. Na 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 Neo. Spora.
I don't know how many times we watched that movie in our lives.
Too many times.
Too many times.
It has not aged very well. I will say that. I tried to show it to a friend of mine not too long ago, and like they didn't laugh once, and I was like,
That's a great movie.
it is, especially because it starts off with the baby scene, and the baby scene is probably the worst scene in the movie.
The baby scene is the best joke in the movie where he's rolling down the hill.
Well, that part is, but the part where there's babies fighting him and peeing. In
Oh
his
yeah, the
face.
fight's dumb, but the baby rolling down the hill is the
That's
best
true.
joke. in the
And the
whole
lady picks it up and just keeps tossing it down the road.
movie. Nice baby. Bye bye.
That's awesome.
I had one more I'm gonna mention. It has slipped my mind though, because I am slowly losing my mind. I've decided. So sorry.
Yeah.
it's gone.
Oh, well, then I guess it's time.
I would go with my one honorable mention would be Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Huh. Okay.
I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's great.
I mean, I'm going to be very much in the doghouse for this. I prefer it over Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs, but I like Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I love Blinken. Blinken is such a great character.
Did you just say Abe Lincoln?
Wrestling Minute. Miss you, Brian. This is usually his segment, and he's still in Disney World. That's why this show's been so bad tonight, is because Brian's not here.
Oh, it's not bad. There are no bad shows.
That list was horrible.
Just bad lists. The Wrestling Minute. It's been a couple weeks out now, but SummerSlam recap saw Jinder Mahal taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship, and once again, Jinder Mahal held on to the belt by having outside interference.
The Bollywood Boys?
No, the Singh brothers.
No, well, they were called the Bollywood Boys at one to win.
Sure. Those guys, they interfered, allowed Jinder to get the win, and setting up a feud between him and Nakamura, which should be good. I really think Nakamura is a good push for WWE, and Jinder Mahal is a great heel. I will stick by that opinion. He's the modern day Iron Sheik, or whatever you want to call it, the one that's anti-American and says that all Americans are stupid. They're from another country,
But he's Indian, which is not an actual enemy of the United States, so it's not quite as
right.
bad.
But you got to think that your
more-
average WWE fan just sees a man of a different
darker complexion.
a dark complexion, and then it just assumes they're from the Middle East.
But isn't he kind of playing the role less of like an enemy of an American as opposed to
Just like more.
like kind of like a lot of like kind of Steven Regal used to do or William Regal used to do.
It's
Like,
more like I'm an arrogant.
I'm
and
better than you because
all
I'm from a
just
different country.
People are idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's beneath me. But yeah, he continues to be his run of a great heel. So
John, I'm surprised that you weren't a big wrestling fan when it comes to all the racial stereotypes. I mean,
Well, I'm too busy looking up lists for the show to worry about such
I've
things.
got a list of the top 5 things that I like right now. Number 1, going to the gym. Number 2, going to the gym. Number 3, going to the gym.
That's been our Wrestling Minute.
number 5, the podcast.
Yes. And number 4 is podcast number 5.
We could do our own list this evening. Things we love. Well, that's
Well, that's it.
that's it, folks. Glad to have you with us. We have a scarf and barf this evening as we get ready to go tonight. Tim's dying for this one. I went out and found. Actually, you can thank my wife for this because I texted her this afternoon and I said, "Hey, get me something at the store. I know you're gonna go to Kroger. Get us something.
It's about time.
And she said, "Okay, what do you want?"
Loses.
I said, bring us some chips."
You've turned into a different stereotypical voice. I know. You went from like Canadian to like a New Jersey. Bring us some chips.
All right.
I'm not looking forward to this.
This is gonna be
maybe
awesome.
out of like all of the ones we've done so far.
Tonight,
Besides the Peeps.
she bought us some Lay's potato chips. These are Southern biscuits and gravy flavored potato chips this evening. And
I have had those.
Oh, don't.
All right. You give us your review when we're done trying them.
No, we're going to try them.
I feel like the moment you open that bag, it's going to stink up this room.
I just imagine Paula Dean's like, hey, y'all, here's the biscuits and the gravy.
Chips.
Oh, it smells like dog food.
This is like the second out of 4 that smells like dog food.
Those one chips we had a few weeks ago, the sausage.
Jackson eats those all the time.
Your dad like bathes and
No, Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Well,
Yeah.
Jackson bathes once a month, so.
All right, here we go. Tim's handing the bag back.
Got my baby chip here.
All right. Count 3. 1, 2, 3.
It tastes like biscuits and gravy.
You know?
They taste like the sour cream chips.
You can kind of taste
like
it.
pepper.
Yeah, you can kind of taste it. I don't really get a biscuit and gravy taste. Get more of like a black pepper type chip.
flavor on it now.
I can dig that. All right, I'll say it. I'll scarf those. Those are good.
Scarf.
No thanks, Barf.
I'll barf it. Aaron, what do you think?
They're not bad. I don't know if I'd eat them all the time, but they're not bad.
No.
Yeah, they're not like something. It's
Kinda
like,
I feel like either we get something that's extremely strong flavored or like something that tastes like flavored cardboard.
yeah.
This is in the flavored cardboard category.
You kind of get kind of the aftertaste of sausage in there. That ain't bad. It's not bad at all.
Why is there sausage in my biscuits and gravy?
Because that's what you do it, baby. That's what you do it here.
I don't eat biscuits and gravy.
You don't eat biscuits and gravy?
No, we've gone over this. I eat like
So
a
Tim, as a connoisseur of
child.
biscuits and gravy,
Man, we got a lot of dead space. on this.
chicken fingers. I like chicken fingers. I like French fries. I like pizza. I like,
do you ever
I like,
go
I like
ahead.
salads.
Do you ever get chicken fingers from Dairy Queen?
Yeah,
Do you ever get the sausage gravy to dip them in?
I don't dip it. I just throw the gravy away. I like to take the toast, the Texas toast, and wrap it around the chicken finger and eat it that way. Charlie, let me ask you this: best chicken fingers in Louisville?
Ooh.
Ooh. Mm.
Ooh.
The Kentucky State Fair, the parking lot.
Not
Ooh.
the best baby chicken fingers. Gosh. Somebody just had a grill out in the back and was just making their own stuff.
Oh.
It was,
Wow,
it
that's a
was
good question.
fresh.
I think, in my personal opinion, I think that the best ones are from Cane's.
Cane's?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I'll go with Cane's.
You know who has good chicken fingers? Is O'Charlie's.
Oh, Charlie's is like the top line of chicken fingers. If you're going to talk chicken
They're
fingers,
good. They're good chicken fingers, Charlie.
I haven't really eaten chicken fingers in a while, except
Oh
for the
my
ones from
gosh.
Kroger. I buy those sometimes.
Like the deli.
Yeah, the cold ones.
Those
Yeah.
are pretty. Nah,
Who else has good ones? I liked. I had them a while back. It was I don't know. It was like a surf and turf type thing.
surf and turf.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now. Where I got them.
Fish fingers.
No, they were chicken fingers and
Fish
some
don't
kind of
care.
shrimp thing. I don't know what it was. Anyway, tonight's Would You Rather. We have the color coordinated cards this evening. So we'll let Aaron pick orange, blue, green, or yellow. Aaron.
Green.
All right, green. Ooh, it's ethics.
Well, I fail.
Would you rather live in a world where each word you say would cost you 1 cent, or in a world where each step you take costs you 10 cents? There's the question of the evening. I'll just say it. I would rather live in a world where every word costs me 1 cent. Walking 10 cents is a lot.
I wish that every word people said cost 10 cents, so that way people would really pay attention to what they say.
You are the biggest dork.
I know, right?
I would rather people have to pay money to talk and have to pay less to walk, so that way they would be healthier.
No, I wasn't saying that. I
And
just was
exercise more.
I wish-
And they would watch their mouth more.
Stupid.
I wish that Facebook.
That's a penny for you.
I wish Facebook charged you 10 cents for every letter you write on there. That'd be a great thing.
You love getting on Facebook and going to random fan pages and be like,
Me?
Grand Admiral Throne is the best character ever.
He is. I don't want to hear it. There's no.
He's so blue.
That's into discussion. Aaron, what do you think? 10 cents per.
I'd say every word you say, because I don't talk that much.
Yeah, Aaron
so.
could get away with that. Aaron could definitely get away with that. All right. Well, we thank everybody for listening to us ramble on.
we're
this evening.
sorry. We're
Yeah.
sorry about this podcast.
Yeah, this has been one of the the list
It's a
killed
low
it this
point in our
evening. Yeah,
lives.
it's
I'm sorry.
we're so sorry. We're terribly sorry.
But let me tell you about this Star Wars list I found.
Oh man.
Same reason.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. It's like an 8th grader put it together. Well, we won't be making that mistake again. Sorry to hear that. You can listen to us on.
Susie's an 8th grader.
Can I make the list next week?
Yes, please
Yes,
do, Aaron.
yeah.
Oh, yes, please, Aaron. Please do, Aaron.
Like you're gonna make it yourself or pick a list.
No, I'm going to make a list.
Oh, definitely,
Oh, gosh.
definitely. Aaron
the
is.
top 10 reasons why the Death Note is the greatest anime ever created.
That comes out today on
I
Netflix.
know.
It's out today on Netflix.
The top 10 reasons why Full Metal Alchemist is the epitome of what all other anime should look
Hey,
up to.
let me just say it this way. After I just bombed the list tonight, if anybody else wants to put one together, feel free. You can
Top 10 obscure punk rock songs from Britain.
you can listen to us on Facebook, SoundCloud,
Top
Google
10
Play,
times Morrissey made me cry.
Sorry,
iTunes,
Brent. This really was one of the
and
colleges.
on YouTube.
Top 5 Live Bear episodes.
This is definitely not one of them. The wrestling episodes. Are
We
top
miss you,
five.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian, hurry back.
Number 1.